So let's get to this budget, my favorite part. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and I talk about frugal living, fitness, motivation, and minimalism. In this video, I'm going to show you how I budget. Specifically, I'm going to show you how I budget for October. Dave Ramsey says to budget a month in advance, and I go even further, so I break it down paycheck by paycheck. I budget that paycheck in advance, like a month in advance. So we all know each month is different, and you've got to plan for that, such as holidays coming up. For me, I'm deploying, so my budgets are changing radically. So as I go over this budget, it's at an angle to where you can see me writing like real time where I'm putting my money. I'm in a hotel room right now, as you can see, and I only have one camera, so I'm gonna have it at an angle to where you can see me writing out my budget. Let me know what you think about these items, if you have any questions, if you want me to do it in a different format, if you think I'm missing something, if you have any travel tips, anything like that. So let's get to this budget, my favorite part. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you step by step how I write out my budgets. Dave Ramsey says to plan your budgets like a month in advance. I go even further and I break it down by paycheck to paycheck, and I get 2 paychecks a month. So pardon this angle, I only have one camera, I'm not like a pro or anything, so I just want to show you like on paper how I write out my budget. I'm in a hotel right now, but that doesn't mean you can't plan your budgets, right? So for October, I'm going to show you what my budget looks like and how I worked it out and prioritize things. So here we go. All right, so it's no secret what military people make. So you can look up anybody, you can see what my paycheck is. It's not a secret. So that's why I don't feel weird about writing down how much I make, because anyone can look it up. And on top of that, we get like housing allowance and things like that, but military people also get taxed. So some people don't know that, but we pay taxes too. And then while I'm deployed, I won't be paying taxes. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so first of the month, I write it down like this: first of month, okay, so that's first of the month. Pardon if you can't see it that well, it's purple color. So anyway, write down, okay, this is how much my paycheck is, and I start with however much I have, and I subtract from there. So that's my money, so priorities. So first, and this is like, you already have your debt paid off. You already have your debt paid off. You already have your emergency fund, 3 to 6 month emergency fund. So now for me, I don't have any kids, so I'm not saving for college, so I'm done. I'm in baby step 7. So I'm living and giving like no one else. And remember, while I'm living at my family's property, I'm just hitting a bunch of big home improvement projects while I'm there. So you'll see what that is, plus sinking funds. So, all right, to start, Roth IRA. So you never stop investing, right? So Roth IRA. So for this amount, Dave Ramsey says you should be investing 15% of your money to investing. So to find this number, you just do what I did is, what is 15% of this number? And that's how much I invest. Let me know if you want me to do a video on what I click on and everything, but that's how much I put to investing. And then next, gas for house, and I'll explain this in a second. Okay, so we live in a pretty big house. We've got half the old part of the house is like those old gas those old gas heaters, and then we have a big gas fireplace in the living room. And so this is for 100 gallons of gas for our propane tank. Plus, like, the tank is empty, so it's like $80 to check for leaks and clean the pipes or whatever they need to do. So that's all of that. All right, from there, internet. Okay, so my internet is suspended right now because I'm deploying. So all I did, I sent them a copy of my orders and I was able to suspend my account. And then when I get back, it'll just pick back up where it left off. So no penalties or anything. So just so you know, that's that. If I was paying for internet, I'd be deducting that money. And then same with the gas for my car. So my car, it's just not going anywhere. It's just sitting. My mom, she'll like crank it up and drive it around the top of the hill for, you know, just a little bit, just to keep the wheels turning. But I don't have to pay for gas right now, so that's NA. It's got a full tank, just in case she needs to take it somewhere, but don't have to pay for gas for car right now. All right, next is I have a landline phone at home, and this is because, so I have T-Mobile and my mom has AT&T, and neither one of us have phone service on top of this hill. We live in the middle of nowhere, basically, in Alabama. And when I moved back home about 2 years ago now, that's like one of the first things I did, because I was like, what if we have an emergency? What if we have to call 911? We can't call anybody. So we already had like the lines installed. We just had it deactivated. So I just called our phone company and they just like pushed a button basically and it's activated again. I got some cheap phones at like the dollar store and just plugged them in and there you go. So $58 a month. This is varies between like $55 and $60 depending on if we have to call, or if we have home improvement projects, they have to call the house ahead of time to see if anybody's home before they come over, or stuff like that. So that's home phone. Next is Titan grooming. So he's a Pomeranian, as you know, and I get him groomed about every 6 weeks, and that's to help my mom keep his, you know, booty clean while, you know, if he has a messy poo accident or anything like that. And, you know, he's just happier. His feet, and they clean his ears, and, you know, it's just great all around. So this includes like a tip. The next item is Titan sinking fund. So I'm going to put, I put $50 in that every paycheck. So this, I have a Navy Federal credit union, and I got that, I bank with them because I can have like unlimited, or maybe up to 25, I can't remember, but I can have a lot of different accounts. And I like to, you know, put my sinking funds in different accounts. Since I'm focusing on one large home improvement project at a time, that's where most of my money goes. So I'll do that, plus I'll focus on one sinking fund. And I can go over, let me know if you want me to go over the sinking funds I have, but for Titan, I'm gonna stop putting money in that when it reaches like $1,000. So for Titan's sinking fund, he was bitten by a snake about a year ago in our backyard. It wasn't a poisonous snake, it was a little black snake, but he was bleeding, and you know, he's fluffy, so I couldn't tell if his throat was swelling up. I couldn't tell if there was any swelling. He was just running around and bleeding, and like his face was, it was really horrible. And it was on a Sunday, so I took him to an emergency vet, and I had no idea what it could cost. I was just ready to pay for it. I had my emergency fund. But since that time, I realized that I really needed a sinking fund for emergencies like that. So that's for Titan's sinking fund. Okay, next we're gonna do food. and fun money. This is gonna be $100. So you notice I don't have groceries on here. That's because I'm traveling, I'm in quarantine. Right now I have meals provided to me like 3 times a day. We do occasionally do these store runs and commissary runs, but they're few and far in between. But when we go, that gives me the opportunity to get something, you know, different, or if I want to get some wine, anything like that, or if I need some headphones. So allocate that money for that. Usually my groceries, I would put $200 per paycheck for groceries. All right, next I'm gonna have a buffer of, let's do $20. We can see this. Okay, so the buffer is for, you know, it's exactly what it sounds like. If I go a little bit over on anything, that's like a cushion, so my bank account doesn't go into the negative. That's how much I feel comfortable with putting in there, but you can put however much you think you need. Some people, they'll put like a whole paycheck worth of expenses as like their buffer. Like a month of expenses, that amount is their buffer, and they'll just keep it cushioned. I don't think I need that much, but it's whatever you feel comfortable with doing. All right, and then finally we have the fence fund. So whatever you have remaining, put that to whatever you're feeding, whether it's debt, you know, emergency fund, whatever you have left over, just attack it. And then so this should be all your money, and then remaining should be 0. That's what Dave Ramsey's talking about when he's like, have a zero-based budget. Every dollar has a name. Even if the name of that dollar is buffer, you've got every dollar accounted for, you've got your goals laid out, and this gives you permission to spend money. So if it's, you know, fun money, I've got that on here. So you're not feeling like restricted or restrained. You have money to spend on fun things, but you're also focused on your goals. And I got a buffer and emergencies, and you know, I've got this listed out kind of in priority. So pay yourself first, and then I go into utilities, Titan, food, buffer, and then whatever's remaining is your number one goal at that time, so fence fund. And this, we're saving $8,000 for our fence fund. So that's the first of the month. Now, mid-month, remember that's just half the month, so we're going to second paycheck. All right, so you put down whatever your second paycheck is, and again, you can do this like all in one lump sum. Some people have multiple paychecks, or they get paid, they don't know what they're going to make. If you don't know what your paycheck is going to be, put a number you know you're at least going to have. Like, I know I'm going to at least have $2,000 or whatever. And whatever you have extra, just put it to whatever you're trying to pay off or save for. All right? So it's going to look really similar. First, Roth IRA. 15% of this number, which came out to be the same. And I just rounded up to 367. It was like 366.9 or something. So I just rounded it up to 367. All right, do that. And what I do with that is I go into Vanguard and I click contribute, and I just type in that number, and it takes a couple days for it to be deducted from my bank account. But I know that's going to be the number. All right, so next we have car insurance. Usually my car insurance is way more than this. I can't remember exactly, but it's usually over $100. Since I'm deploying, I updated it to be like a storage kind of insurance, so it's going to be about $40, but I'll adjust this. It could be like $37 and some change. but I know it's not going to be over $40. All right, next, iPhone. A lot of people don't think about this, but like your actual phone device is debt, like you're paying off your phone. So just pay off the device, the actual phone device, and then all you're left with is the data plan that you've got. So I've got my iPhone account suspended since I'm going to be deployed, and I'm only going to be paying about $10 a month. I'll know for sure next time I get a bill, but I'm basically just paying to be able to enable Wi-Fi and use apps and stuff on it. All right, next I'm going to put on here is my Amazon dorm. So when I get to my room, I can show this to y'all if you want while I'm there, but I'm basically going to have a little dorm room. I'll probably have a roommate, but I'm just going to have like a mattress. It's going to be like basically an empty dorm room, so I'm going to have to get like toiletries and stuff, and so I'm going to give myself $200 to do that, like bedding. They're going to like have military grade bedding and probably towels, but I'm going to set aside $200 in case I need to get like a trash can or, you know, trash bags, things like that, toothpaste, you know, toiletries, towels. All right, next is going to be food fund money, $100. It's going to be like snacks. I might be able to have like 3 alcoholic drinks a day at this location, but because of COVID, I'm just gonna be cool with whatever rules are there, obviously. And then next is going to be Titan sinking fund. Give me $50, and then we're going to do a buffer again of $20. $20 buffer, and then we're going to do fence fund. So whatever is left over goes to fence fund. Alright. And then remaining $0. So similar to the first of the month, some expenses I would have on here would be gas for my car to get to work, which would be, I'd give myself $60 a paycheck, so $120 a month just to get to work and back. And then groceries, I would put a line item on here for $20 a month. And again, this is after debt's paid off. Emergency funds are funded. I don't have, you know, college to save for. I'm just saving for investments. And I don't have a mortgage. The house is paid off. I'm not saving for a house right now. So I'm just focusing on improving the house that we have. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope it was easy to read and follow, but it's like really simple. And payday to me feels like Christmas. I think I mentioned this before, but it gets you like one step further for your dreams or your goals or whatever the case may be. So just, you know, start with how much you got and deduct from there. It's really easy. But don't forget about little things that could come up, like car tags or, I don't know, school stuff. I don't have kids, but just keep little things like that in mind. Pet visits, you know, annual things that you could forget about really easily. Swimming lessons, whatever, you know, Kelly has, or Karen, or whatever your kid's name is. All right, so don't forget about those. And then mid-month. So let me know if you want me to keep doing this while I'm deployed. These budgets are going to look probably really similar, but I'm happy to do that. We may have an issue with our propane tank. It's pretty old, but I'll keep y'all posted on like if we have to pay extra for that emergency fund, but I might set some extra money aside next paycheck on that. Basically, the gas company thinks there might be a leak somewhere involving our propane tank. So you'll find out next budget if we have to set aside money for some kind of repair for that. All right, guys, that's all I have for you this week. Let me know what your thoughts are if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Bye.